I'm live. I have a camera. Hopefully the settings are right. And check them out real quick. Integrated camera. Audio is coming from the right microphone. Hopefully that was good. I don't know why I'm going live right now. I think Purple Rhymes with Orange is going live soon, a couple of minutes, so it's kind of a stupid time to go live, but I don't know. I'm just in the mood. I just went for a little walk on the treadmill. Been working on figuring out what's next for me, having some chats with certain people, all good people. I've had time to think. I'll be doing more thinking. So what the best plan is for me as I go forward here. I've had to reinvent my life a couple of times before. I guess this is a time when I may make a bigger change or I may make a small change. I haven't decided. And I thought I'd just have a quick chat with people. Invite them to come have a quick chat in the chat room, or maybe people want to come on live. But I think with Purple being on, most people will be over there. Hey Tori, how are you doing? Good to see you. So I was over at Aaron B's chat earlier. She had a members only stream, and I was gifted a membership, which was super nice. And she's got a show coming up tonight, I'm pretty sure. It's interesting stuff. She's another anti-MLM creator. If you're not familiar with her, kind of like DC from Say Hello to DC. That's where I met Tori. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you coming by. And thinking about anti-MLM content had me thinking. I was commenting this, but I was also doing some thinking about it. It's kind of a toxic piece of the economy, and it's not really good. It's not really good for our economic health as humans to have these absolute scam artists running these programs that are literally a pyramid scheme under the guise of selling a product. In many cases, the product is of some quality. In other cases, it's alive tonight at 7. Oh, thanks, Tori. That's good to know. Yeah, I didn't check the schedule. I've kind of just been hanging out and coming up with there's lots of stuff for me to do, like updating my resume and reaching out to certain people I've worked with in the past, and also other folks that can help me out with searching for a different plan going forward here. It looks like I'm getting a phone call, which I can take later. So I'm not going to stay on here long. I'm thinking I'll do a 10-15 minute little stream here, but just sort of say this little piece here because I was thinking about it. When we think about, are you ready to learn the Pledge of Allegiance? No, Robin, I'm not. I'm not sure if Donald with his bone spurs is going to be able to take me, but if he wants to come and take my country from him, he can go ahead and fucking try. And yeah, he's kind of a twat. I'm not really expecting him to be able to do much of anything, but I don't really care. I'm Canadian. That's who I am. That's how I am. I define myself by a whole lot more than that, but yeah, I'm not worried about that man too much. He's underestimated many a person already, and if he thinks Canadians are willing to become Americans, I don't think that's going to work out very well for him. First of all, there's more territory here than he could possibly fucking handle, and we're used to it, and he's not. So you're screwed with the nutty motherfucker. Yeah, you sure are. So, I mean, politics is another area of economic strife for folks too, I think. But what I wanted to point out, in thinking with the MLM scam, is that it does a lot of damage. So it is actually just a pyramid scam. The scheme involves, the few early people that sign up get money sent to them by people downline. think that's what they call it, right? They call it the downline. I'm taking my hat off because I feel like it's making my face look weird here, although the lighting's weird as it is. I didn't turn on the big lights. I decided to leave the lights off while I was walking. So with an MLM, the basics of it, for people that don't know, is multi-level marketing. For people that don't know or understand what's going on with it, they have a product that's a front. Some of them are decent products that should probably just be sold in stores or online. And having a few sales representatives for them is fine. They should just pay them as employees if they have a product that people want. The business plan, though, isn't about selling the product. That's not where the money is made. That's not what the business is about. So unlike, say, I'm updating Tori. I'm not at the trucking job I had came to an end this week. So I'm going to be looking for a different trucking job. So yeah, so I'm updating my resume because I'm either gonna truck somewhere else or do something different. I'm not really sure what that's gonna look like. Anyway, I'm on my way to just explaining this MLM thing, and I'm gonna have to take this phone call in a minute because I got to talk to this person. But I'm just gonna let them leave a voicemail, and then I'm gonna get back to them because what I wanted to say about this MLM thing is it takes money and energy out of people that could put it into something far more useful. And I really hate seeing things where people are taken advantage of. And so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking that there ought to be some legislation to help fight it. And I'm not sure how that can happen. I actually remember watching one of the anti-MLM creators actually pointed out that there were I don't remember who showed this because it was one of them that I watched. I watched a fair amount of Say Hello to DC, and I watched a smaller amount of Aaron B's Savannah, and there's another one, Julie Anderson's the other one that I watch on a regular basis, and the things they tell us about what people are up to are they're terrible, they're egregious, but what's happening is a bunch of grifters at the top, like, usually one or two people come up with the idea, and they had this pyramid scheme, and people pay them money for the opportunity, and they use the word opportunity to sell the opportunity to have another opportunity. Like, that's where it goes down. And at a certain point, people have found themselves in a no-win situation where they've put all their time, money, and effort into this MLM company, and it's gone. They're not able to sell the product. And another friend of mine said that they'd seen an article and that the math, if you keep signing people up to your MLM, after you get, 14 or 15 levels into it, you need the entire earth to be signed up to your MLM, like 8 billion people. Otherwise, you're just never going to make any money. And that's the thing. These things, they keep changing. You'll notice that a lot of times, a couple of years down the road, people jump ship. It's because they've tapped out the entire market. There are no more people signing up. Their product is failing. Their company is failing because they aren't real companies. They aren't real products. In the few cases where they use MLM marketing for products that should probably just be shipped out to stores and sold, or have an online store, or maybe some regional distribution centers. In North America in particular, centers are very far away from each other oftentimes. There's some logistics complications there. But in no world does it make sense for me to ship out products in small boxes to everybody's house in every neighborhood around the whole world, and then have a hardworking person, often who's doing a second or third stream of income, then boxing them up again and sending them out to people often at their expense, or coming out of the cost of the product, or making the product no longer financially viable. It really doesn't make sense. Robin, I appreciate that vote of confidence. I don't think I could handle politics, but I really appreciate you pointing out that I'm a great communicator. I do feel like I'm a good communicator. I'd like to get better at it. But I just thought I'd point this out and have people think, if you see MLMs out there, AR, yes, absolutely. I'm gonna put this on here quickly. Yeah, an MLM is legal because they sell a product. It's basically it allows the grift to continue in a way that isn't cool, but it gets by whatever regulations there are. So what'll happen is a lot of times the products are, yeah, Tori, that's a great point. Yeah, I'll put this Tori's point up here first. Most of the time the product is really great. It would be in fact sold in the stores. And the thing is, so a lot of times they're selling something that is of dubious. Did I say hello to Commander? Hello, Commander, and hello, AR. Um, there's a dubious amount of quality or usefulness in a product. So Aaron Bees, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but Aaron Bees is doing a product that I think has zero value. I'll let people go and see that. I think it's going to be great. She was talking about it a little bit in her members only chat, which is I mentioned right off the hop when not as many people were here that I was gifted a membership to her channel, so I had the opportunity to see her members only stream where she did this cool thing, which I enjoyed watching her make like a thumbnail for the thing and talking about what the which MLM she's going to discuss. So, hey, Hell Maya, good to see you. So I thought what I'd do is just sort of lay out there what I think the problems are. So the first problem is the money that's being made, like the profiting that's happening, is all happening just at the top. The people that should be treated as employees and paid fairly for their time are not. And the only people that make money are in the very top echelons of it. So the people that get in early, they get in on the opportunity, they say. And that allows them to pocket cash, because what they do is, and they don't really worry too much about selling makeup or essential oils or sex toys or vacations or a piece of tape that goes on your body that supposedly helps rewrite your DNA or some bullshit like that. They worry more about selling the idea that people could sign up under them. And what happens is the people that sign up under them, they sell those products and give a piece of whatever comes from that to them. So you're basically constantly paying money up the line. And that's a pyramid scheme. The products they use mask the fact that it's a pyramid scheme well enough for certain organizations, usually government controller industry organizations that help regulate such things. And that's important. And such organizations exist in Canada and the US and definitely in Europe and around the world. In fact, I don't think there's probably a country where you can do absolutely unfettered business without having to meet some sort of qualifications to be in business. But there are certainly places that are far more lax and lenient, and places where they just don't have what it takes to enforce the law. And I think in North America, in Canada and the US, where a lot of these things work, even if they don't ship stuff across the border, there's a bit of a back and forth. A lot of the same companies will exist in both countries because of our geographical proximity, and a lot of the big centers in Canada are full of people that, and why, if you're grifting, why not make money off of those people too? And there are Canadians that participate in this, and it's really unfortunate, and it exists around the world. It's a giant scam, and it's really unfortunate. And I really enjoy the people that I watch doing it, and I'm not going to become a creator on this, obviously. And this is I'll talk about what Tori said here in a second about the product part of it. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that they're doing is really just trying to mask the fact that there's a pyramid scam. And the sales tactics they use are terrible. So I would like to invite people to watch Say Hello to DC, Aaron Bees, Julie Anderson, Savannah. Those are 4 that I watch on a regular basis. There's others out there too that do a great job. But those four I've watched and enjoyed their content and their presentation, and they explain what's going on. And look at there's some really toxic behavior to talk people into it. And some of the shows. Hey PC, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming by, and I do appreciate the pushing of the like, share, and subscribe. How many minutes have I gone for? Have I gone long enough yet? I've gone too long. I'll wrap this up in 5 minutes. I did want to bring people's attention to it. I've written a couple of anti-MLM songs. I have another one coming out, which is part of the reason I was reminded by Aaron B's stream about one of the MLM products that's really, really silly. I wrote a song about it a couple of months ago. I'm working on maybe pumping it out again. I haven't ever released this one. It's one I'll do some artwork and maybe make a YouTube video for in the next day or two. It's crazy what people say. in some of these places, but they also are really, really abusive in a lot of ways. There's a cult-like mentality to this, and that's how I found this. Because at one point I worked for a company that was run by people that were in a cult. That was a short time. I moved on. Thankfully, got out of that situation. I was really happy to get out of. And moving along, the cult thing, the bite model, it applies to these things that I learned from DC that they call them commercial cults. So these MLMs are just terrible, terrible. Poop. You can say poop. So, mommy, you can say shit on my channel. I prefer you don't call me a shithead, but I'm a trucker. Foul language is fine. Treating people terribly isn't, and Oh, okay. AR points at something here, and I don't know if I said what Tori had said earlier, which is that she pointed out that you can go to your typical places like a drugstore. Oh, hey, Glober Dad. Glad to have you here. You're on a break. Okay. Glad you get to tune in for a bit. I haven't gotten to know you very well, but I'm glad to see you in the community. You're welcome, very, very much welcome here. And I'm sure you've probably seen me over at Slim's quite a bit. I was there yesterday for a bit while I was cooking supper. And then the conversation got a little bit too off the rails, and everybody started coming in the door, and my son was home, so I had to quiet everything down and leave swiftly. Sometimes that happens over at Slim's. But I enjoy the banter over at Slim's, and the some of it's more adult content. But I do recommend it for people that are into that. I love it. There's been some people coming around being unfortunately behaved, and I'll bring that up here as well as in many channels that I go into. Bad behavior isn't tolerated, and that's treating people badly. But saying foul-mouthed words, not a problem. Yeah. How many truck drivers? That's right. You're right. You're right. Commander is a fellow truck driver. Cutco is an MLM, Sumami. So yeah. So, and thanks, PC, for posting that up. Yeah. Yeah. And PC, I don't want you to have to work too quickly. But I don't know if you could put DCs and stuff up. I'm not well equipped for this because I'm just bad at YouTubing. But if not, that's fine. Yeah, fuck is fine. Fuck you is not. I think I've said that. I've heard DC say that. I can't remember which one of us said it first. But yeah, I don't care if you swear. Sumami says she worked for Cutco in college. Was damn good at. I bet you were, Sumami. It's we actually well, when it was one of the things DC covered a couple of months ago with the guy from Cutco. Sometimes it's really bad quality. I may have, and DC may have borrowed that from me, and she's welcome to borrow it because I think it's a good way to handle things. Thank you so much, PC, for putting that up. And if you go over and hang out with DC and any of her stuff and Aaron B's, they all work together. That's one of the great things with their community, much like the other communities, the anti what do you call it? There's sort of an anti-apologetics, an anti-flat earth, an anti non-scientific thought to a lot of things. You know what? And it's not like I invented the concept of using rude words isn't a problem when you're not using them against people. Now there is a guy that I haven't been very kind to who's been coming around Slim's and around the damn show and some other places. And I'm going to call him Pastor Fuckberries. He's a bit of an idiot. He treats people poorly. And yeah, I'm mean to him, and I use unfortunate language and attitude towards him, but I'm really just responding in kind. And I guess that's kind of how I see it. But I'd rather just I give people a chance to be reasonable. But yeah, that guy's a troll. He's trying to just get a response out of people, and he's a piece of garbage. So if he comes here and he behaves himself, he can hang around for a bit. I'm sure he won't. I don't think he could handle it here. He's not got the stone. So I think we'll just leave him alone. If he comes here, he can be here until he doesn't behave himself, and then he's gone forever. He gets the boot. But yeah, I'm not a big enough channel for him to care about, obviously. And so I'm gonna end on a couple of quick things here. Please stay out of MLMs if you can. It is a way that people can make some money for a small amount of time, but it's a losing game. And like Tori said, a lot of the products that are sold are just repeats or bad versions of things you can already get. And it's fun to watch some of these people and some of the terrible ways they approach things. It's not, a lot of them aren't very professional. They don't understand how the whole thing works, and they get very upset and very offended when you bring this up. MLM equals bad, yes. So number 1 point, don't join an MLM. Number 2 point, if you're in an MLM, you can get out. Watch people like DC, Aaron Bees, Julie Anderson, Savannah, and a few others do great jobs at explaining what's wrong with them, and you can find shows on most of them. Some of the ones that people probably be aware of is things like Mary Kay. I believe Amsoil is one of them, although the Amsoil products I've used in the past and they've been great. But they do use an MLM distribution model, but you can also buy them at the store. I think they make a pretty decent lubrication product. But there's others out there that you can just go pick up at the store as well. There was a bit of a when I was running my own fleet of trucks, I bought a lot of their stuff by the case, and there was like a discount for buying in bulk, and I could pick it up from a relatively local warehouse that was their own warehouse. And somebody actually made a few bucks every time I did that. I don't know who that was. But yeah, multi-level marketing is a terrible thing. And if you think about it, what I really wanted to point out is it takes away money people have to invest in real opportunities, things that could make them money. It takes away time from people, and that's something that needs a good look at. And also wanted to point out that I am working my way up to 169 subscribers, so I'll do my 169 sub special at some point in the near future when I get those people. Hopefully it doesn't take me like a year to get there or anything like that, but I gained a few recently. I think in large part maybe thanks to some of the people that have been here, like Maya and PC, who have plugged me as a creator, which I appreciate. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I appreciate everybody for coming by. I am not gonna run for office, I don't think, but Robin, thanks for the suggestion. I don't know which office I would run for. I guess if Donald Trump comes up here, I could knock him out of office and take over the USA or whatever we call the new country. Maybe that's something he should worry about, is that I got far more riz than he does, as the kids say. Reported studied business models 350. Sorry, I just want to read this here as I end it up. Reported the business model of 350 MLM companies in the United States, published Federal Trade Commissions, at least 99% of people who join MLMs lose money. Yes, and that is an excellent point. Jess, welcome. Welcome, Jess. So nice to have you here. Jess, you and I need to catch up at some point soon. And I'll make a point of reaching out to you. So I'm on my way out the door here. But yes, if you guys, I know most of the people here sub to me already, so it's not like you can sub twice. And I don't even think that helps from what I remember people saying. A sea of blue. Yes, we should catch up. Yes, absolutely. Jess, you and I will catch up soon. I'm off work because I'm going to be finding a different position somewhere else. I'm working on that, the resume and stuff. I mentioned that earlier. I'm putting myself into high gear on that, and I'm also going to focus on organizing a bunch of other stuff while I'm doing that. I'm feeling a lot better now. I was quite sick last year for a number of months, so when the cold snap ends a little bit, I'm going to go in the garage. I'm going to get my tool area organized. I'm going to work on my bike a little bit. I'm going to get like everything just tip top, ship shape, all those things. My dad used to have a funny word for it. I forget what it is. Is it top drawer? No, that was for the quality of something. Anyway, my dad had a lot of weird sayings. One day I might do I think I will do that. I think people would enjoy weird sayings and expressions. And my dad had, I don't know, about 25 of them that he'd bring out. And some of them were really funny. And they're really Canadian, apparently. I read an article about Canadian expressions, and my father was a bastion of these things back in his day. And a lot of my friends would come over and chat with my dad and find him to be hilarious with these things he'd pull out of nowhere. And one of them, just to leave you on this note so you can think about it, is, oh, my camera stopped again. It's better than a kick in the arse with a frozen boot. When describing something that went well or something that he thought was good. It's kind of a backhanded compliment, but that was the way he would say it. So don't know why I lost my camera. This keeps happening. I used a different browser today to see if it would stop happening, but Well, you're welcome, everybody that was tired of seeing my ugly face. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everyone. I gotta close this thing here. Thanks for coming by. Watch out for more music, and if you haven't heard my recent uploads of music, I think I got some funny ones out there, and new one, an anti-MLM one's coming this week. Thanks. Bye.